All right, so we're gonna start with this video first.
Okay, I always thought that love was about romance. The big drama kisses like movies, but I realized I was really wrong. There is something smaller, more important that not many people think about, and it's space. Calling, texting all the time just make the love disappear. You know, I'm dating a guy that at first I was wondering like why isn't he texting me all the time or calling me every day? And I realized that that action made me think more about him, and he knew it. And not just that, I just realized, he's working, he's focusing on his activity, he's something, he's somebody. And also, a space helped me on focus on my activities and not being dependent on him. And when we got together, it's just a special beautiful moment. So stop trying too hard or stop texting or being there all the time, and just enjoy the moment with that woman, and she will be obsessed with you.
All right, so now we're gonna go deeper on this topic. Let's go. Come with me.
It just blows my mind, honestly. I'm a little mind blown. I'm not gonna lie, people.
And happy romances. The problem is, these images and fantasies exist only in our minds, or on screen. They really aren't enough. We crave the real thing, not this endless daydreaming and titillation.
Yeah, that's why, for example, a lot of people like to watch these types of channels. Let me show you. Um, they love watching videos of how other people live in different countries. Like I love watching this, honestly. Like there's a weird there's a weird comfort of watching people live in other countries, like Americans moving in other countries. For example, living in Italy, American small town, right? And one of the reasons why people watch these
Of course,
videos
the tight-knit community you're gonna get there.
is because
Basically a small talk every time you go
it's
there.
comforting.
The best prices and the best
You know,
offers.
it's comforting, and they get to see how other people's live, and in their minds, temporarily they're able to escape and live there. You know, or why people love to watch family couples, family YouTubers. They're able to sort of like live their family. If you have a bad family life, a lot of people will adopt them as their second family because maybe they're not happy with their own, or maybe they feel lonely. You know, for example, like me, I remember I loved watching Italian like mobster movies or even like The Sopranos, but I love watching scenes when they were eating pasta. I loved eating pasta when they ate pasta, right? And I think that's because I always liked that, right? I never had, well, I did actually. I was raised in a family we ate together, but I guess it means I want to do that again. So I watch that, and it makes me feel comfortable, right? So that's almost like the same thing, where you're getting a taste of your fan of the reality that you want through your fantasies, where people have friends online and they may not have it in real life, but it's enough to fulfill your fantasies. It's enough to tickle that part of yourself.
Your task as a seducer is to bring some flesh and blood into someone's fantasy life by embodying a fantasy figure or creating a scenario resembling that person's dreams. No one can resist the pull of a secret desire that has come to life before their eyes. You must first choose targets who have some repression or dream unrealized.
That's the key. That's the key. It has to be someone whom you can fulfill something for them. If you're finding someone that's completely satisfied, you can't do this with them. And I don't think this could be used for evil, to be honest with you. Because usually most relationships satisfy something from each other. Right? And so and each person promises something. and that's to fulfill the fantasy of being a couple. But the problem is that a lot of people get with people who what they provide they don't need, and vice versa. They're only superficially things usually fizzle out after a while, you know? So, for example, if I'm with a girl and she wants to have a threesome with another dude, she's out of luck. I'm like, girl, I'm the wrong guy. I'm the wrong guy. I'm telling you. You know, I'm not that guy for you. Right? It's an extreme example, but you have to find people who you could be their fantasy. So, for example, if I want to get a wife, I'll go where they're looking for someone that looks like me. An eccentric person that's dark skinned, right? Where would you go? I would go to a secular white country or a secular South American country. For example, Mexico, right? Like people here really love people who are dark skinned here, and they like artists. So I fit their match, right? If you go to Europe, go to Amsterdam. If I go to Poland, any of those white countries, people, I fulfill it there, right? Actually, it's the exoticness, right? It's a little harder in the United States, slightly bit, not impossible. You know what I'm saying? But if I really want to have that grab that pound of flesh, like have a deep effect, you go where you're not, where your kind is not there, because they're fantasizing about you. I'm from New York. Oh my God, New York. I always wanted to meet someone from New York, right? They're fantasies, and you represent an outlet to New York City. I'm from America. Oh my God, I want to go to America, right? I'm joking around, but you guys kind of get the point, right? Or why poor people usually get scammed by pyramid schemes. Why the fuck you think they get scammed? It's not because they're stupid, but because their pyramid scheme speaks to what they want, what they need. People, this is honestly one of my favorite chapters that I think I've ever listened to in this book, because this is just hitting me like a thunderbolt.
Always the most likely victims of a seduction. Slowly and gradually, you will build up the illusion that they are getting. To do so is to bring some flesh and blood into someone's fantasy life by embodying a fantasy figure or creating a scenario resembling that person's dreams. No one can resist the pull of a secret desire that has come to life before their eyes. You must first choose targets who have some repression or dream unrealized.
Like, if you're gay, and a man is secretly gay, that guy's your perfect victim. If you're a girl and you want to be with another girl, meeting a lesbian is your perfect person, right? And you know, it's kind of interesting how that works, man. There's a certain attraction whenever we meet someone who represents what we want, what we secretly want. We are secretly attracted to them, but also nervous. And we kind of sabotage ourselves from actually following through, you know? Because like a part of us wants to follow through and a part of us don't, you know? And you may not want it when you get it, right? That also happens when the person gets what they fantasize about. They usually don't want it. So that's something you also have to be careful with. The disillusion, the disenchantment. In fact, this book has a chapter on that, which is beware of the after effects. But yeah, let's keep listening.
Really aren't enough. We crave the real thing, not this endless daydreaming and titillation. Your task as a seducer is to bring some flesh and blood into someone's fantasy life by embodying a fantasy figure or creating a scenario resembling that person's dreams. No one can resist the pull of a secret desire that has come to life before their eyes. You must first choose targets who have some repression or dream unrealized. Always the most likely victims of a seduction.
For example, the ones that are willing to adopt a child are those who had the desire to have a child, right? And couldn't have one, right? this is honestly is something that you guys can really think of and apply in business, apply in everything. It really is. Let me know in the comment section. Am I exaggerating here? Like, because it's just I've never seen this. I've never seen or heard this from this perspective ever before.
Slowly and gradually, you will build up the illusion that they are getting to see and feel and live those dreams of theirs. Once they have this sensation, they will lose contact with reality and begin to see your fantasy as more real than anything else. And once they lose touch with reality, they are, to quote Stendhal on Lord Byron's female victims, like roasted larks that fall into your mouth. Mm-hmm. Most people have a misconception about illusion. As any magician knows, it need not be built out of anything grand or theatrical. The grand and theatrical can in fact be destructive, calling too much attention to you and your schemes. Instead, create the appearance of normality. Once your targets feel secure, nothing is out of the ordinary, you have room to deceive them. Pei Pu didn't spin the lie about his gender immediately. He took his time, made Boursicot come to him. Once Boursicot had fallen for it, Pei Pu continued to wear men's clothes. In animating a fantasy, the great mistake is imagining it must be larger than life. That would border on camp, which is entertaining but rarely seductive. Instead, what you aim for is what Freud called the uncanny, something strange and familiar at the same time, like a déjà vu or a childhood memory, anything slightly irrational and dreamlike.
Yeah, again, it's almost like people who say that they're Jesus, right? For example, let me show you this. Australia. All of the Jesus, you never see black Jesus looking black. Well, maybe you do. In Africa, obviously. Right? If you have a white dude and he goes to Africa and calls himself Jesus, they're like, no, you're not the black. You're not the white. You're the black. So you got to be a white guy. I mean, a black guy if you're in Africa. So let's look at the images right here. Sorry if it's pausing people. I got to get in the computer. Man, where's that guy? The cult leader in this book called right here. Oh, here it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. What are the chances, huh? What are the chances that you look like exactly like the fucking Leonardo da Vinci painting of Jesus? What are the chances, bro? Like, the dude looks like Jesus. So that's the point, is that he doesn't have to fly. He doesn't have to walk on water to do any, no. All he has to do is look the part. Have something uncanny. What's the uncanny thing about him? The robe. The robe is the uncanny thing. Most people don't have robes. You know? Oh, look at him. He slicked his hair back. I bet that's how Jesus had it during that time.
Now, if you guys enjoy this type of content, check out my course, Dark Game, or like I like to call it now, the Complete Man. It's a course that I created for guys who have no idea how to get women in their lives. As you guys can see, I have attracted a life that brings women into my life. I do a lot of social events, art events, meditation events, and I don't do that to get women. But what I notice is that it gets women into your life, right? And in this course, I teach you guys how to do this. I teach you. So that means even if you're friend zone, if you're the type of person that lacks assertiveness, if you were raised by a single mom and you didn't know how to get women, well, this is the course for you. It teaches you how to overcome approach anxiety, how to take action, because a lot of the times you watch these videos and you don't know how to take action, how to break patterns, how to build social circle, a pickup artistry course, right? Understanding your dark side, a bunch of things that helps a guy improve their dating life, right? Where we talk about how to find your purpose, female nature, the mindset game, the outer game, right? How to get her number, how to damage control, how to create competition, first date, using vulnerability, online games, social circle game, how to get threesomes. I mean, the whole shebang and bang, right? And the beauty about this course is that there's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you could just let me know and get a refund. There's the basic course, which is $99, and then there is the one with the bonuses, like that I just read to you. So just look through the sales letter, and there's actually some free clips that you guys can watch, right? I think so, right? Um, no, there isn't. But yeah, just look at it. Let me know if you what you guys think of it. You just give it a try. If you don't like it, I will give you your money back. I've always given people refunds. So yeah, man. Hopefully, I can see you guys inside, and let's get back to the video.